I got scammed by trying to scam a criminal. They're getting smarter, okay? This wasn't one of those like, hey, this is tech support. Your phone is on fire. Give me your bank information. He didn't get anything that valuable from me other than my dignity and a couple $100. It could have been worse. He could have got my credit card information, my social security or something, my mother's maiden name. You know the type of damage you could do with the name of my first pet, my mother's maiden name, and my social security number? You could turn into Cam 2R. You could be Cam 3R. Anyways, this is all my friend Michael's fault and my lack of education. So I was at the movie theater, right? This has nothing to do with the movie theater. I don't know why I'm talking to you about the movie theater. I just wanted to tell you that I saw a movie recently, and it was pretty good. I watched it alone. My girlfriend was busy. Okay, the scam. I went to a gas station with my friend Michael. He lives in Florida, which is here. I live in Boston, which is here. Here? I don't know geography. He stayed at my apartment with me. He's a content friend. We make content together. You could watch it on the hub. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. And good old stupid bozo Mike forgot to bring a razor, and he has grown a neck beard. He grows a mean neck beard. He's like a gorilla. He had to get a razor because he forgot one. He also forgot pants and a hoodie. It sometimes gets cold in Boston. Here? Is it here? Boston equals cold, Florida equals hot. He didn't know that somehow. He forgot all sorts of things that we couldn't find at the gas station, so we asked the gas station person, like, yo, what's the word on razors up in here? And he was like, what? And I pulled out the big guns, the wallet. I was like, yo, razors. Now. That's not true. I had Michael ask about the razors because it was his problem, and I have a little bit of social anxiety. And he was like, oh, we normally have them, but they've been selling like crazy. We don't have them right now. And I was like, okay. Didn't know people were flying off their couches to get razors from this one gas station. He was a nice guy, though. He told us about this grocery store down the street that definitely has them. I'm like, oh, you know your stuff, bro. Thanks, man. So we go to the grocery store, and I'm like, I'm not going to walk all the way in that grocery store and watch you buy this razor. I'm going to sit here in my car and have a good time listening to... I'm scared to tell you my music taste. So there I was, sitting there, listening to Lil Uzi Vert and J. Cole. I was listening to In My Blood by Shawn Mendes. And then I hear a future editor Cam, can you put a knock knock? It was a knock knock on my window. Can you? No, not now. And guess who knocked on my window? A bald white man. That's the scariest type of man. I rolled the window down only to find out he has a very thick Italian accent. I don't do well with accents at all. It's my biggest red flag. Somebody could be British, but like barely have an accent, and they could be like, hey Cam, where's the bathroom? And I would be like, what did you say about mushrooms? Like, I can't understand anyone at all other than myself. I can't even understand myself half the time, actually. Sometimes I sound like Doodlebug. So Italian man, very thick accent. He said something about like, where is the Macy's? I think that's what he said. And I said, that way. I just pointed. I don't think there's a Macy's. Then he said something about having perfumes and wanting to sell them to Macy's. And I was like, yeah, they'll buy them. I don't know. I don't think they would. I was trying to be helpful, okay? He seemed like he was lost and he needed help. And I was like, yeah, Macy's is that way. They'll buy your perfumes. Leave me alone. He said something along the lines of like, oh, I have to fly back home to Italia tomorrow and I can't take these perfumes because of the flight rules. Like they won't let me take over certain fluid ounces of liquid. I don't know. What he said kind of made sense in my brain. From what I gathered, I couldn't understand. But I picked up on Italian man, has perfumes, wants to go to Italy but can't because of these perfumes, which looking back, really stupid of me. He definitely could have checked a bag with liquids. They're not just gonna be like, oh, you have perfume, sir? On guard! Down with this man! And then finally, he was like, do you like perfumes? And this is when red flag should have gone off in my head. But no, I was just like, yeah, I love perfume. And he was like, do you want them? And I was like, yeah, if you can't take them, then I'll take them, obviously. And he was like, okay, come to my car. It's right over there. And this is when I should have just rolled up the window and drove away. But I still didn't. I said, okay. In the middle of this conversation, Michael finally got back to the car with his stupid little razor to shave his neck beard. He kind of picked up on what was going on. He was just eyeballing me, like, what's going on? And I was like, I don't know, Italian something. And I looked at Michael and I said, let's go. Just in case, you know, if he did have a pew-pew, he can't get both of us. That was my logic. Obviously, he could have. This isn't the 1700s. He wouldn't have to, you know, put the gunpowder in and reload that. Anyway, I go to his car. He shows me this big bag. They were all new. They were like in the packaging and everything, all these perfumes. This is when I finally realized it was either a scam or he was a criminal because they were all brand new in the packaging. He seemed to be in a rush trying to get rid of it. I know it's embarrassing that it took that long for me to kind of figure out that it might be a scam, but listen, I am holding a clip-on mic. I don't have to do that. I could just clip it on. That goes to show how stupid I am. So he has all these new things. He's like, ooh, I have Versace. And I was like, ooh, I know that word. I heard that in a Bruno Mars song. Well, I don't have any designer. I'm wearing American Eagle and whatever this brand is. I think it's Amazon Basic. But he's like, I have Versace. This is a $250 cologne. Yeah, this is not Versace, dude. That is Victory Heroes for Men. This is $5 online. Let's see how well it sprays. Ooh. Ooh. Ugh. The first sniff was okay, and then it was... It's not that bad. It just smells kind of like what you would expect your grandfather's sock drawer to smell like. Not that I would know what... Moving on. Then we had the Gucci. Look at that. Floral Dream Pink. Yeah, this was 67 cents online. A little bit cheaper than the Versace. Let's see how this one smells. Let's test the spray. Ugh. Ew. They're not bad. I just feel like if I sprayed that on my skin, I would turn into a blueberry or something. I don't know, something weird would happen. So he showed me the bag. All of them were unopened and in the plastic and everything, except this one, the fake Gucci one. And I vaguely remember when I went to Sephora once with my girlfriend that there was a Gucci perfume. Oh my God, I might be allergic to one. Sorry. Thank you, by the way, for blessing me. I vaguely remember a perfume looking kind of like that with like the flowers and stuff. Did those just turn off and on? Are the lights allergic too? What is in these things? Anyways, he was convincing. I felt for him. He had a good story. And he was like, $400. And I was like, oh, whoa, slow down. I don't know who you think I am. I was probably dressed exactly like this, but with a different colored beanie and a different colored hoodie. I look the same every single day, just a different color. He was like in a rush too. He's like, come on, $400, $400, let's go. And I was like, okay, he definitely stole these, which means I'm getting a bargain right now if I buy this. He was in a rush. They were brand new in the bag, unopened. And I was just thinking he had to have scammed someone else or stole these. So either he's a criminal or a scammer. And I was like, I'm gonna lowball him. All right, I'm gonna offer $100. He just said 400. I'm gonna offer 100. And he was like, you know what? You help me out, I help you out. Deal. And I was like, I don't have cash. You have Venmo? And he was like, nope, but there's an ATM inside. This is probably the 10th chance I had to escape this situation. I could have just got back in my car and drove away. But I was convinced that these were real and he stole them. And if I bought the stolen goods, then technically I'm also a criminal, but nobody would know. So I went inside with Michael. Meanwhile, Michael is like, Cam, what are you doing? And I'm like, don't worry about it. All right, I'm getting a bargain here, you know? And he was like, yeah, but also what if they're fake? And I was like, they're not fake. I saw that Gucci thing in Sephora once. Nothing about this story makes me look good in any way. I should not post this. I'm going to. So I withdraw the $100. I walk to his car. I hand it to him. He gives me the perfumes. He drives away as he's handing me the perfumes. As it's entering my hand, he is zooming away. So then I was 95% sure that I just scammed a criminal, but that 5% was a very strong 5%. So that 5% won. Anyways, I'm sure you've all learned a valuable lesson. Never trust a bald white man. Also, if you're new here, I'd appreciate if you subscribed. I haven't been posting much because I didn't think people watched this. I could be the only one watching this, but I'm sure I'm having a great time watching it. Probably giggling at my own jokes and stuff. Okay, I'm gonna,